Good afternoon. Frank Pay, Team Infinity Replicast, Adopt a Kid Racer. So I'm actually kind of a myth today because I'm trying to figure out a couple of different things that I've been observing, and I don't understand why other people aren't seeing the same thing. The one thing that I'm looking at in particular right now is we just lost another young rider due to, I hate to say it, but due to lack of training. And I really am bothered by it because I actually spent time with this young man's father at the Miller round, and we were talking about development of his next son coming up. This is really close to home for me. And those that did know the young man very personally, I'm sure they felt the same way. But nonetheless, a young man lost his life because he wasn't skilled or trained. How do you get out of the way, or what do you do in the situation that he was in? He was in the middle of traffic, opening lap. He tried to go to the side of the track. In Europe, where the training level is as it should be, riders are taught to turn, face the oncoming traffic, and bob and weave between the bikes. There's videos out there on YouTube showing this at World GP, CEV, Britain. This is something that they all know. Unfortunately, in this country, we've not had racing like the Red Bull Rookie Cup, where you had 25 and 30 bikes that had a bunch of guys all very close to each other like they do in Europe. So that's exciting there, but there's definitely a blind spot that needs to be addressed, and that is the training methods and the training programs for these kids need to be really drilled into them. And the only way to do that, again, is to do something that they drill and rehearse. You could do bobbing and weaving with a pack of bicycles coming at them, if nothing else, for a simulation effect. Get 20 or 30 kids together and put them on bicycles, and they all come at the rider, and he has to bob and weave around the bicycle. If he gets hit, it's not going to be so bad on a bicycle, but at least would simulate the pack of bikes coming at him. Not a hard thing to do. Not a real hard thing to do. At least it gets his mind in the frame of reference. Oh crap, I'm on the ground, turn, face the bikes, bob and weave, move back and forth, and do the dance around the bikes, and don't try to run to the side. Obviously, trying to run to the side, he got hit. He got killed, and that sucks. So hopefully others are watching this and are going to learn from their own experiences and they get their own kids trained up on that. Yeah, you turn, you face the bikes, you bob and weave, you have a much better chance of getting through the situation in one piece and alive than trying to run off the track and you're not looking and you're not seeing and you get hit. You can't physically move that fast your whole body, obviously. So I'm saying this because I'm hoping that people are watching this and hoping that people are going to take and spend time with their own youth in training in this capacity. Go get some of the kids in the neighborhood, get 10 or 12 of them on bicycles, and have them come at the kid, like they're racing, and then have the kid bob and weave around the bikes. Nothing else. It gives him some experience so that he has a sensation of what it would be like if he's ever caught in that type of a predicament in the future. So he won't just and freak out and try to run to the side. He'll turn, face the bikes, bob and weave. That's it for this video right now. That's really all I wanted to say is, how do you get out of the bike situation? That's the way. It's proven. Don't take my word for it. Look to Europe. Daniel and I have talked about this. It's part of their training over there. When he came up on the 125s over there, that was schooled and drilled and trained to them. It's the same thing over in Europe. There's videos on this on YouTube. You can see some of them actually on one of our links to our website. We've got one of them there. We've made jokes of it in the past because the guy's real tall and looks like Daniel. Please, guys that are out there with kids, take the time, spend time with these kids, get them trained, drill them on this stuff regularly so that, something like this doesn't happen again. I mean, that's the crappy part of the sport. I mean, it's a great sport, but when we lose a young kid like this for something like that, that sucks. That really sucks. And the naysayers on the sidelines who don't want to see our sport grow, it gives them a lot of fuel for the fire. So I think the only thing we can do is come up behind this with training programs being done at rider schools addressing these points. Evasive tactics. This is what I talked about in our earlier video. Nobody's still stepped up to the plate to do it yet. I hope somebody else is going to come up there and step up to the plate and start doing this, because this is now symptom number 2 of a young rider who's been killed basically because he didn't have enough experience in that scenario. Yes, he had seat time and he was a skilled rider, but he didn't have enough experience in the scenario that he was in. And the only thing that's going to get him there is either time or drilling it and rehearsing it, simulated wise, so that when it does happen, he can react to it accordingly. So I hope somebody watching this who teaches ride schools will put this into their curriculum and start doing this in their curriculum for next year, because it's definitely something that needs to be addressed. Anyways, so that's it. Good luck to you guys out there racing. Keep the rubber side down.